American Top 40.
I'm Kasem, and our special countdown this week of the 40 top rock and roll artists of the 50s is just about at the summit. The man at number 2, more than anybody else, helped to sell rock and roll to the older generation. His second single was a cover version of Fats Domino's R&B hit, Ain't It a Shame. But he sang it, Ain't That a Shame? And it went to number 2. Here's Pat Boone.
You made me cry when you said I'm to blame.
From 1955, Ain't That a Shame, by the second biggest rock artist of the 50s, Pat Boone. You know, that was the period of the big split in American pop culture. Young people took off in a new direction with rock and roll, and the older generation, well, they just kept going straight ahead with their so-called good music. It was Pat Boone who made rock and roll acceptable to a lot of parents who at first objected violently to this terrible new noise that their children were bringing home. When Mom and Dad saw and heard Pat Boone with his white buck shoes and clean-cut good looks singing this awful new music, well, it wasn't so awful anymore. This was his first number 1 hit.
When I love
I Almost Lost My Mind, from the year 1956 by Pat Boone, the man who comes in second among the top rock acts of the 1950s.
American Top 40.
Well, if a writer tried to dream up 2 fictional singers whose images were completely opposites, he couldn't beat the real-life contrast between the last singer and the next one. The sound, the looks, and the moves of Elvis Presley are about as different from the sound, the looks, and the absence of movement of Pat Boone as 2 performers can possibly get. And what makes this big difference between them all the more fascinating is that the 2 of them were at the heights of their popularity at the same time, during the late 50s. Here's Pat's contribution to our Super Countdown from 1957. Love Letters in the Sand.
on a day like today.
At number 8 in our special AT40 countdown, Pat Boone's Love Letters in the Sand from 1957.
Casey's Coast to Coast.